Oil is rising a bit on concern that Hurricane Sally will knock more production offline. Crude oil right now is up about 2%, but still under $40 a barrel long term on lower demand expectations. And that is where we begin this half hour, with the developing story in the Gulf of Mexico and Hurricane Sally continuing to churn in the waters off the coast, and once again strengthening to a Category 2 storm, bringing high winds and just a deluge of rain with it. Jay Gray still in Mobile, Alabama, where Sally expected to make landfall a bit later on today. And Jay, I'm seeing some of these rain totals, and they're pretty terrifying.
Yeah, Brian, it's overwhelming to see how much water that is contained within this system, and we're starting to feel the sheets of rain again here. The wind picking up dramatically as this storm makes its way toward the shoreline. But as you talk about, and I'll get out of the way and show you some of what it's doing wind-wise here, but it's that water that's going to be the major issue. We could see rain of up to 3 feet in some areas, which are unbelievable when you think about that. So much water in such a short time. And then you've got a storm surge that could reach 9 feet or so. Pile all that on top of each other, and it's just too much water for areas along the shoreline to deal with, especially these low-lying areas along the Gulf. So we're going to get this conditions intensifying over the next couple of hours, but then we're going to deal with them for 5, 6, maybe 7 hours. And that means continuous rain over that time period before the storm finally clears, Brian. It's going to be a rough ride for most of the day here and really across much of the Gulf Coast.
Yeah, and we can see the storms that you and the crew are dealing with there, Jay. Number one, be safe. Number two, what kind of storm surge and geographical hit can we expect?
Look, I think the storm surge will be 9 feet. It's been forecast at 9 to 11 feet. And then I think where you're going to see a big problem, of course, that's going to be an issue right along the shore and as it pushes in. But it's inside some of these cities, especially here in Mobile, where the water will pool, accumulate, and won't clear out for quite some time. You add that to the idea that it's going to bring down a lot of the old trees across the Gulf Coast, beautiful old oaks and other trees that will either be pushed over by these strong winds or uprooted because the ground's just become too saturated with water, and a little bit of wind will pull one of those out of the ground. Many of these areas still have exposed power lines. We've got tens of thousands without power right now, Brian. I think that number is going to increase dramatically, and I think some of those folks are going to be without that power for an extended period of time because of the extensive flooding.
Yeah, Jay, you can't see it. We're showing the radar map. I mean, the Sally is huge from Tampa all the way really to the eastern side of New Orleans.
Yeah.
She's a big storm. Best to you and your crew. Be safe. Right. Be careful. We can see how hard the rain is already. Jay Gray in Mobile, Alabama. Thank you. Get inside.